All right, guys. So to drop money on something, that's the expression we're going to study today. To drop money on something. Well, probably you might know drop meaning something else, right? Like to drop, to let something fall. But here, to drop money on something, let me give you a situation. So let's say you've been thinking about upgrading your setup for a long time, okay? And then your computer is slow, your system is outdated, and it starts to hold you back. So right now I've got some nice expressions here. All right. So okay, let me share the screen with you. All right. So here we are. There you go, guys. There you go. There you go. So let me give you the scenario again. So imagine this. You've been thinking about upgrading. So when you upgrade something, you know what it is, right? So you upgrade your setup, okay, for a long time. So I've been thinking about upgrading my system, my setup for a long time. My computer is slow. It's kind of slow when you say that something's kind of. So it's a to a certain extent. All right, it's different from very, not very. All right, so it's kind of right slow. The system is outdated, so that's why I have to upgrade the system because it's outdated. All right, and then the system is also starting to hold me back. So when something holds me back, all right, so we say that delays me, all right, you know. So we say that the system is holding me back. The system is delaying me, all right. So it's an obstacle, all right. Hold back. Something else can also hold you back, all right. Like the traffic. Maybe you were stuck in traffic, and then you say, "Oh, the traffic is holding me back." All right. So I was held back by the traffic. All right. Okay. So that's the scenario. So the system is holding you back. So one day you make a decision, and then you say, "All right, that's it. I've had it." So another expression here, I've had it. So you see, I'm kind of going with the flow. When you go with the flow, you take decisions on the spot. Okay, as things happen. So I have a kind of a script, but I let the classes, for example, follow its own way. So depending on what we're talking about and the expression that crosses my mind, okay, I just let it come out, and then we can discuss. We can have a more laid back kind of class. All right, so go with the flow. When you go with the flow, you solve things, you handle things as they come up, as they happen, right? So I'm kind of also on the spur of the moment. So I can say, I'm teaching you some words on the spur of the moment. All right. So as they come up, as they appear, as things happen, the words come out, the words crosses my mind, and then they teach you. All right. So you make a decision, and then you say, "All right, that's it. I've had it." Okay. So that's enough. I've had it is that's enough. That's enough. I've had it. That's enough. All right. So I cannot put up with that anymore. See, so another expression here, phrasal verb. I cannot put up with that anymore. All right. So I cannot tolerate. It's a phrasal verb, tolerate. See, very nice. Okay, I'm teaching you drop. All right. I haven't touched it. Okay, on the verb drop yet. All right, but you see that we have a list of things that I'm teaching you, and you have already learned here in this 4-minute class. All right. So I've had it, put up with, go with the flow on the spur of the moment. All right. And then since you are fed up, you see, that's another one. Fed up. Oh, I can't put up with the system anymore. I've had it. I'm fed up with that. Okay. So you decide, okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to fix the system. Okay. And then you tell your friend, man, I'm about to drop 15 grand on a new system. Let me show you this sentence here. So, man, I'm about to drop 15. Can you understand that? When I say I'm about to drop 15 grand on a new system, you see, I'm about to drop. So here, it's an informal way. It's a very nice way. It's a cool way to say that you are going to spend, right? So another way, instead of say spend, you can say, I'm gonna drop 15 grand, 15,000 bucks on the new system. So I'm gonna drop as if the money, okay, is in your the money's in your hands, and then it's like you drop it like this. All right. So I'm gonna drop 15 grand. Okay. So I'm holding the money here, and then I do like this. I go like that. All right. So I've just dropped 15 grand on the system. So another way to say spend. All right. So it doesn't mean that you are throwing money away, all right? So another expression here, it doesn't mean that you are throwing your money away, like as if you were okay, getting your money, grabbing all your money, and then you put in the money in the trash can. So you're not wasting your money, all right? So it's different. So it's just spending your money or just dropping 15 grand on your system, all right? So mean that yeah, you're not throwing your money away. All right. It means that you are about to spend a lot of money. All right. So a whole lot of money. So usually at one go. One go means at once. At once. You're not dropping your money or spending your money in two, three times. So it's usually at once. I'm gonna drop 15 grand on a new system because. So why I'm gonna drop 15 grand on a new system? Because I want to upgrade my system. My system's kind of outdated. It's holding me back, so it's delaying me. See that the system is delaying me, right? Delay, yeah. See, so all that scenario. Okay, so I'm kind of angry and fed up. See, I'm fed up with the system. I'm fed up with the system. See, so fed up. You were angry. You were annoyed. Mhm. You were annoyed. So I cannot put up with this system anymore. I cannot tolerate this system. All right. So, and here I'm using the words, um, for example, go with the flow. All right. When you go with the flow, you decide to do things on the spur of the moment. So on the spot. So you don't decide things on this. I'm sorry, you don't decide things in advance, on the spur of the moment, on the spot. You decide things on the spot, right? So if you want to travel, for example, or if you go on a road trip, and then you tell your family, okay, let's go to the beach, all right, but nobody knew about that, and then you just decide, oh, go to the beach, yeah, I decided that on the spur of the moment, but maybe you don't even have a reservation. You just get okay, hop in your car, and then you drive off, okay. So you decided to go on a road trip on the spur of the moment. All right. Okay. But anyway, so the topic today is drop money. All right. That means spend. So let's stick to the topic. All right. So more examples here. Um, all right. So it's very natural and conversational. Okay. You can use it all the time. All right. You can also hear things like he dropped 2 grand on a new phone. See? So I needed a new phone, or I decided to drop, okay, $2,000 on a new phone. She dropped a lot of money on that trip. She wanted to go on an exchange program to improve her English, and then she dropped a lot of money, okay, on that trip. I want to renovate my house. I want to make my house nice and um, nice and clean. Okay, my house is a little bit old, and then I want to renovate it. So I decided to drop a fortune to renovate my house. All right, usually at once, at one go, in one go, you decide to do that. See, so drop as to spend it. All right, so it gives you the idea of spending fast. You don't usually think, okay, about doing that. You just decided kind of on the spur of the moment, or on the spot, okay, then the spending is going to be big. And sometimes you don't think too much. You just decide it, all right, and then you go, all right. So um, you can also say, I'm going to invest 15,000, all right, and then I'm planning. If you are okay, so if you are in a more professional situation like a meeting, all right, probably you wouldn't want to say drop, all right? So that's a very informal way. It's not a slang. Okay, it's not a slang, it's just an informal way. So if you are among friends or okay, maybe you're talking to someone at even at work but informally, then you can say. But if you are in a meeting, all right, so you would want to use invest or to spend, all right? But it's a very nice expression that you I guess, I'm sure you might want to learn it and start to using it on daily conversations, right? Okay, so friends, casual conversation, it sounds really natural and conversational, right? So, have you ever dropped money on something? Do you understand this question here? Have you ever dropped? Have you ever dropped, okay, money on something? Nope. All right, a lot of money dropped, maybe a phone, a trip, maybe a course, or something like that, a car. Okay, so trying to connect this nice way to express when you're going to spend something on a context, okay, of yours. All right, so you can have mine as an example, as a start, but and then you move a little bit away from mine and try to connect to your own context. That's going to help you, all right, to remember the the usage of drop, all right, in a more comfortable and easier way, right? I dropped a lot of money on that, but it was worth it. Okay, worth it. Remember that to be worth it. Okay, means like pay off. Another verb. So when I say that something is worth it or it really pays off, means that you have a positive result. You have despite of the problems and the money, for example, that invest, even the effort. Okay, so you have okay results, good results. It was worth it. Okay, so you're happy. You're kind of over. I don't, yeah, okay, let's just you can be over the moon, extremely happy. All right, but it was worth it. I'm always happy and pleased. Pleased means satisfied with something. All right, so okay, we have a project up ahead, so I'm thinking about dropping some money on that new project. Okay, I really want to impress. Okay, and I'm sure I will pull it off. I will pull it off. It's another phrasal verb here. Okay, see that I've been talking about a project. So um, I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna drop some money on that new project, and I want to impress. And I'm sure I will pull it off. Okay, pull it off means that um, you manage to do something or to achieve something. Okay, usually something hard. All right. So it was hard. It was difficult. Okay, but I put it off. Ok, eu mandei ver, mandei muito bem. I put it off, right? So don't just try to memorize it, try to bring them into your daily life. Try to connect. That's very important, right? Try to bring the examples, all right, into your daily life, right? So next time, so you're gonna spend some money on something big. Don't just say spend money. You can say I will drop some money on that. All right, good. So I think that's it. That's all for today. It's 11:43, almost 11:45, 15 to noon, or a quarter to noon. All right. So it's tomorrow's a holiday here in Brazil. Okay, some guys are already enjoying themselves. Okay, at the beach right now. All right. Okay. Oh, sorry. There's a typo here. Okay, so if you like this class, okay, just give me your thumbs up. Okay, subscribe to the channel. Okay, if you like it. So that's it for today. So you can down below in the comments, okay, leave your example using drop. If you have already dropped, you can answer this. Have you ever dropped money on something? Okay, have you ever done that? All right. So what's something you have dropped money on recently? What's something you've dropped money on recently? All right. So you can tell me on the comments. Okay. Thank you very much. That's all for today. I hope to see you next time. All right. So hopefully this class was useful and helped you to learn English and improve your English. Okay. So take it easy, guys. See you next time. Bye.